Okay. I just wanted to, at this time, it's just past 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in the midst of a total lunar eclipse. This eclipse may be very significant. As I pointed out in a prior video, the current lunar eclipse is on the winter solstice. Last time this occurred was December 21st, 1991, and shortly thereafter, on Christmas Day, Mikhail Gorbachev resigned, the Soviet Union was disbanded, and the Soviet flag came down and Russian flag went up over the Kremlin. This signified the end of the Cold War, and what I believe was a false peace. From that point forward, for the past almost 20 years, Russia and China have engaged in waging false peace with the West in order to get us to lower our guard and open the way for a surprise Third World War. With the current lunar eclipse on the winter solstice, the flashpoint of Korea is been brought to brought nearly to war, and as it turns out, in about a half hour, near the DMZ, a church in South Korea is going to light a 100-foot tall Christmas tree on a steel tower about 2 miles or right near the DMZ, which North Korea interprets as potentially propaganda, and there's a chance that North Korea will target or attack the site. Now, I'm just putting this out ahead of time because I want to make clear the symbolism that's involved here. Because if North Korea fires upon this Christmas tree, then South Korea is going to retaliate, and next thing you know, it's going to be a full-scale war. And again, North Korea, the DMZ represents the final active battlefront between the Communist East and Capitalist West. There never was a peace treaty after the Korean War, so it's just a ceasefire. The point here is that God is authoring history. I got Stephen Hawking's The Grand Design book, and with regard to man's perspective, what he states is, it is reasonable to ask who or what created the universe, but if the answer is God, then the question has merely been deflected to that of who created God. In this view, it is accepted that some entity exists that needs no creator, and that entity is called God. This is known as the first cause argument for the existence of God. We claim, however, that it is possible to answer these questions purely within the realm of science, and without invoking any divine beings. And in particularly how Hawking and science does that. In The Grand Design, they explain that according to quantum theory, the cosmos does not have just a single existence or history, but rather that every possible history of the universe exists simultaneously. When applied to the universe as a whole, this idea calls into question the very notion of cause and effect. But the top-down approach to cosmology that Hawking and Miller described would say that the fact that the past takes no definite form means that we create history by observing it, rather than that history creates us. Basically, the authors further explain that we ourselves are the product of quantum fluctuations in the early universe, and show how quantum theory predicts the multiverse. The idea that ours is just one of many universes that appeared spontaneously out of nothing, each with different laws of nature. In essence, their argument, the multiverse theorem, is that there's actually infinite possible universes at any given moment, and all their observations can't explain the orderliness that allows intelligent beings like us to exist and look back upon the universe and comprehend it. So their hypothesis is that to explain it, it must be that there's trillions and trillions and trillions of other possible universes. We just happen to be in the one universe perfectly geared for us to exist. In other words, it's freak luck. And the bottom line is science has this notion that we can explain everything away as basically a product of freak luck. So their faith is in luck rather than God, and it is BS. So what I'm trying to point out here with regard to the history that's unfolding, is God is authoring His story, history, and we are effectively characters in the book. Now, if you don't want to recognize that, then you do not get the meaning that the author is seeking to express. And if you fail to do that, you get the apocalypse.